So Bonners was the first thing that I was involved in the Y. I applied before my freshman year, so it was sort of like my first taste of the campus Y, and then from there I was able to get involved in a number of other things which have really come to define my Carolina experience so far.
As a Bonner, I've seen that it's given me the drive that I needed to continue to do service, because the academic curriculum here is very challenging, and it's something that demands a lot of time. But at the same time, by being a Bonner student, I feel like I've been given that opportunity to still stay true to my character of always making time to do my part and making a difference.
Well, I feel like Sacrificial Poets shows me a different side of Carolina and the Carolina community that I wouldn't have been exposed to. Since coming to Carolina, it does have its good aspects, but there are a lot of things that you don't see initially and that they don't show you initially about maybe some bad things that the university does, or some things that the university could improve upon as far as being more open to the community and trying to work with the community rather than forcing the community to work with the university. And I feel like Sacrificial Poets really shows me and gives me hands-on experience with these people, and they're human beings that are living outside of this university that are being affected by buildings that are being built in areas where people have lived for centuries. So I am able to see their lives and their stories firsthand.
My work as a Bonner has sort of, like I said, changed the way that I go about doing the other work that I do, in that as a broader idea, Bonner's work has showed me that you really want to work with people instead of for people, and that it's about the people who you're working with and not the whatever specific task you're working on. It's about a broader focus for the people who you're working with.
Growing up, I was silenced a lot. I had a story to tell, but I wasn't allowed to tell it at home, at school, in my community, and I was scared too, physically scared. I came to UNC, and before coming to campus, I told myself, I'm going to be me, and there's no holding back. And I was me 100%, putting my foot on the ground, and people liked me for who I was, and it was a great feeling, because I had never felt that before, 100% knowing someone wanted to be with me for who I was. And the people I've met through the Bonner program have showed me that everyone does have a story to tell, and they have a right to have it heard. And it's kind of structured the way I view how I want to live my life from now on. I want to make sure everyone I associate myself with comfortable enough to tell me their story, and for me to tell them my story, because I think it brings up a lot of magical things when people know the real you.
Well, definitely working at Hargraves is more eye-opening. If I wasn't a Bonner leader and I just had a regular work study on campus, I wouldn't know of most of the community challenges or issues that surround Hargraves and the Hargraves community. For example, there's a new redistricting happening next year. Also, there's a lot of issues with housing and students taking over historical communities and raising the rent prices, forcing people to go out. So it's definitely helped my knowledge base grow about Chapel Hill, and yeah.
Working at the Jackson Center, since it's a non-profit, really helps me work on being financially safe, I guess is the word I would use. Because it doesn't have a lot of money, so when we're planning events, we're working with a really short budget, and so we have to be mindful of that and ask for donations and just really be mindful of our budget. So I feel like that would really transcend to the workforce, because when I have a larger budget, it'll be easier for me to work with it and plan events that are more efficient.
I didn't realize this sort of mantra of mine about everyone's personal story until about 3/4 of the way through my freshman year, maybe even not until sophomore year. And that's when I started really getting into the nitty-gritty of archiving and preserving the community and people's histories. In the long run, that it's going to build something that, I mean, the community is going to see, that people outside and the university and abroad, that people want to hear their stories, they want to listen and they want to learn. And for me to be able to help with that is a great feeling, and I'm proud to do it.
Every day, whether it's with Bonners or just in general, like on campus and stuff like that, and in the Campus Y, I get to work with people who are really, really smart and passionate and driven, and who just really enjoy what they're doing, and I love seeing that joy, and that really brings me a lot of happiness, and so I sort of just like feed off of that, and I think that's what a lot of people see sometimes.
Working at the Jackson Center has really piqued my interest in civil rights and social justice. And so this summer I'm interning at a social justice law firm, which will also help me learn the ways of the law and also help me practice social justice. And so working at the Jackson Center has really made me a really good candidate for that job, and I think has played a major role as to why I was chosen for the internship.
And having this commitment for 4 years, it still goes along with my idea of how community service is not something that you could just do temporarily. It depends on, like, if you're going to do a march, then that will be temporary, but if you're doing a project or you're working with a specific organization, then that service may be prolonged. I can see that though throughout these next 3 years that there will be a change, and I'm hoping to come out of empowerment as a more effective leader and a community organizer and apply those skills to the humanitarian works that I plan on doing in the future.
I love seeing a project start with like a basic idea and then slowly develop into a plan and then slowly develop into reality.
So we talked to some people about you to get like the scoop on you, because to like get some questions.
What people?
Don't worry about it. But they tell us that you really like working here. Is that true?
To those anonymous people out there, I do like working at Hargraves Community Center.
There.
More girl.
There girl.
More girl.
We saw a girl.
In the red pants.
I guess. I don't know.
My sister.
Thanks. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you have to turn on.
I promise I'm a good interviewer, but I just hate that question.